Yo, what up, man? It's Why I Luck, aka Street Talk. You dig? And this my story.
What's your story?
Gotcha. So we gonna bring it back. Like, you know, tell everyone. I'm like, where you from?
Holly Grove, New Orleans, Uptown. You dig? 17. That's where I'm from.
Gotcha. As a kid for yourself. Hey, but how it was growing up for you?
For me, like, you know, we was the neighbor, you know, Holly Grove was Holly Grove, you dig? But my family, we stayed in, not a lot of people know this, but we stayed in my grandmother's, like the garage. So it was like full wall, we had no bathroom, we had none of that shit. Like, I remember nights, I used to go outside to piss, you know what I'm saying? Like if I had to piss and my grandmother locked the front door, we ain't had no bathroom in our house. Cause it was just like a garage, you know what I'm saying? But growing up then, as most people, especially in the hood, you don't realize, you know, you broke. You don't realize, you know, the house is, you know, it's just four walls to us. But you don't realize that. You're like, man, this the greatest house, this is the biggest house on the block to me. You know what I'm saying? So it was cool though, but you know, it was the hood. You know how it is growing up in the hood. I'm about to, you know, everybody, oh man, I was walking over crack pipes and all that. That was the hood. Everybody grew up the same way in the hood, you know what I'm saying? So
Gotcha. So, you know, like what high school did you go to?
Whew. I went to Abe. I went to Archbishop Hannon in Chalmette because I played ball. So I went to Abe, I went to Archbishop Hannon, I went to Kennedy for a minute, and I went to Reed for like 2 weeks.
Gotcha.
But I graduated from Abe.
All right. And like, what year did you graduate?
99.
99.
Mm-hmm. And I was supposed to graduate, I think early I was supposed to graduate, but you know, when I went to Archbishop Hannon, I got the Abe and it was a skip.
Yeah, but so the people were like, yeah, but your credits was a little bit on the front end.
Most credits, yeah. So when I got to Abe, I didn't have but maybe 3 or 4 classes, something like that.
It was easy for you.
Yeah, because it was like my 11th grade year, then my senior year, all in one.
Man.
Yeah.
And so you had fun.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So, you know, but what did you do like after high school for the people who don't know?
I went to Southern. And well, I worked at Regency Ford. I worked for like, I don't know, I worked in the summers, you know what I'm saying? Because my pops, he was like one of the top men at Regency Ford. So he just got me a job over there, working, you know, driving the cars or whatever. And then I went to Southern University.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So like, but did you graduate college?
No, because my daughter was being born and I felt like that was like more of a, for me though, I was one of them. I saw my daddy raise me. I saw my mama raise me. I saw, you know, my uncles, my aunt. I saw everybody raising everybody. So, and I paid attention to that type of stuff at a young age. So, when I knew that my child was on the way, it was like, all right, yeah, I can't do that in college and leave my girlfriend at the time. I can't leave her to raise my child. So, you know, I dropped out.
I gotcha. And so, you know, but tell us actually on like what year was that?
What year that happened?
Yeah, you graduated. I mean, you dropped out.
2003.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you like that was a few years before like Hurricane Katrina.
Yeah, 2 years before. Yeah.
So like as soon as you had your child, it was like what happened when you went like back to work?
So I had her, and oddly enough, I started shooting movies. I ended up being in one of the movies that I did, and it was like the first movie I ever did. The mother paid great. So I had that bread.
You want to name the movie for the people who don't know?
It was the Playmakers. Remember the football TV show, the Playmakers, that was on ESPN? They had the movie. They were shooting the movie, the Playmakers. Alec Baldwin, Cuba Gooding Jr., Boris Kojo, Zoe Saldana. It was all of them, and I was the only person from New Orleans who had a role. And I had never acted in my life, but I just went there to play football. To try out, they was doing tryouts, and Wild Wayne was like, man, you should go try out, man. I'm like, man, I don't want to fucking act. But they was playing football. He knew I loved football, so he was like, man, they're playing football. So I was like, oh, I'll go play football. I ended up, you know, just doing the routes, and they had little 7-on-7 drills, but they was looking for extras. So the director came out there, and he was like, who think they funny? And they all pointed at me. Who think they can act? And, you know, everybody raised their hand, and he was just like, if you catch the next pass, and people was out there, so I can't lie about the story. He like, if you catch the next pass, I'll give you a one-on-one audition. And I'm like, all right, cool. And they had all the dudes out there from Tulane, and these niggas had their half cut off shirts with the abs showing and all that shit. And I hit him with a route, caught that bitch. I tapped, it was like a Deion Sanders type shit. I tapped him, caught the pass, dropped the ball, ran out, and I like went to they had like a little table where you get your number and all that type of shit, and I told the table, I was like, here, give this to the director. Cause he said if I catch a pass, I get an audition. And he gave me the audition, and when he gave me the audition, he was like, I got a role for you. And I was like number 6 on the call sheet. Didn't know what a call sheet was, didn't know none of that shit, but I was like number 6 on the call sheet, and it was like Boris Kojo, Omar Gooding Jr., Jason Taylor from the Miami Dolphins, Alec Baldwin, Michael Jai White, me. Like, it was like.
And so it's a movie. That's
here's the thing, they went over budget, and when I think about it now, I'm like, damn, that was some big motherfuckers we did that movie with. It makes sense why we went over, but dog, every day after rap,
but that could have changed your life,
man. Listen,
at that time,
it did in a sense, because it paid great. That was my first time making that type of money. I was making I had to be making, I don't know, like somewhere like $2,600 a day.
Dang.
Yeah, and I worked for like 2.5 months, 3 months.
And you get $2,600 a day.
Yeah.
Like, you're not even a real actor.
That was my first time acting. And let me tell you what's funny. Tasha Horn, who helped Jason Mitchell get, you know, to where he started to where he was, they put her as my agent at the time. And she was like, no, because I was making like, I think $1,000 a day or maybe $800 a day. And she was like, no, we're going to get you what you deserve. And I'm like, all right. And she was the one that pushed and got me. Matter of fact, Tasha Horn was one of the ones that, The Game, remember the TV show The Game? Yeah. The Game wanted me on the show as Malik. And Tasha Horn had me shoot it like this, just shoot it. She said, shoot it and send your thing in. And if y'all think I'm lying, go spam Tasha Horn. Her name is Tasha Horn. She's one of the best. Right now, she's a casting director. She used to be, you know, an agent, but she's a casting director. She did she was like, film yourself. I filmed myself, sent it in. She said, they love you. She said, film yourself again. I filmed myself doing another scene, sent it in. She was like, they love you. They want you to go to California. They want you to do this. They want you to do that. I'm like, man, I'm not doing all that extra ass shit. I was arrogant at the time. And she was like, no, listen, they want you and this is how it goes. But to me, I didn't understand that's how it went. I thought niggas just, you know, did this, and you know, like how I did it the first time. You do an audition, they like you, you in the movie. I was arrogant, bro. And then I had my daughter. My daughter lived with me. Like I took her from the hospital, so she lived with me at the time. So it's like, man, I'm not about to fly to California, and then they tell me no. And she was like, they really like you for this Malik role. And Tasha Horn was like, what are you doing? She used to be like, oh, this dude is a hothead. Like, we talk about it now. She like, you threw away some great opportunities just because I was hood, son. I ain't give a fuck about that shit. I ain't give a fuck about being in movies and all that shit. You know, even with the money that came in, I ain't give a fuck. I was just like, man, I don't care, man. Young nigga, I got money. You know what I'm saying?
And the crazy part is, me actually knowing like all the talent you have, you would have been just as funny as Malik.
I'd have been perfect for Malik. At the time I was in shape. I had hair, like everything. It was tailor-made for me, bro. Especially because I could joke. Malik did music on the show. It was just tailor-made for me. But that was the first time in my entire life where I realized my arrogance fucked me up, and I had to start. That kind of started dying me down and humbling me a little bit, like, no, nigga, you gonna fuck yourself up. You know what I'm saying? And I did it a few times, but it was just when I was little, I made a grave mistake. Bro, some of the mistakes I made based off of arrogance, people wouldn't really believe, but there's people who can attest to it. Like my aunt used to work for L.A. Reid, and my aunt called one day and she's like, hey, I was young. She's like, hey, sing something on the tape. It was little tape recorders then, and mail me the tape. That's how it was. She was like, sing, because it was all house phones. Sing something on the tape and mail me the tape. I'm like, all right. So my sister recorded me, and I sung. If you remember, Sister Act 2. Remember, oh happy day.
It was Lauryn Hill?
Yeah, but I sung the dude's part.
Dude part, yeah.
Oh happy day. So I sent it to her. I was hitting the high note and everything. She sent it back. She was like, L.A. Reid want to meet you. Bro, hand to God, bro. Put this on my life. When she say L.A. Reid want to meet you, I don't know who this is. But I got a football game when he want to meet me. Football is my passion. I'm not trying to go be no fucking singer. So she's like, well, I'm like, I ain't going. Then I got a football game. We can figure this out another way. She's like, no, he wants to meet you. He loves your voice. I showed the pictures of you. I'm like, I'm good. Fast forward, maybe like 5 to 7 months, maybe something like that. Then I'm like, yo, I'm free. Season over. Whatever. Can we go to? Can I go meet L.A. Reid? She was like, well, he just signed somebody. He just signed some kid. So I don't know that he wanted you to. He was trying to find a kid, and he liked your look, he liked your sound, blah blah blah. But he just found this other kid, some kid named Usher, and I don't know. So it was like I was like, oh, okay. And in my mind, I'm like, oh, he signed a nigga named Usher. It's not gonna work, but.
The crazy part is, do you ever sit back and, watch TV like, dang, I'm supposed to be Malik? Or sometimes you watch like, man, look at Usher.
So I do look at it, but I also understand that what's for you, it really is for you. So in my mind, I think about that shit and I'll be like, man, I was supposed to be Malik. I'd have fucked it up, bro. My mentality at the time, I would have fucked it up. Like I was supposed to be Usher. They would have never been able to get me to be Usher. Take my shirt off and dance all soft. And you couldn't get me to do that because Usher wasn't from the hood. I was from the hood.
He also had to stay with Diddy for you.
He also had to live with Diddy. That shit wouldn't work for me. So for me, and even I make it even deeper for you, bro. I look back and I'm like, man, if I would have did that, the kids that I have, I wouldn't have those kids because I would have had it with somebody else. I would have been wilding out. I would have, you know what I'm saying? So
you probably would have had a whole different type of like arrogance.
I would have had my arrogance would have been out the roof, bro. And I needed that to humble me. Yeah, I look at it and I'm like, damn, I could have been where Usher at, and I could have been. And that don't listen. It don't mean I never get there. I may not get to where Usher at. I may get to where Usher's at on a different in a different field. You know what I'm saying? But I just look at it now and be like, shit happens. But I would take my kids and the people I've met along the way, you know what I'm saying? I would take that over Usher's career any day. And that for me, I'm talking about.
So how did Hurricane Katrina affect you?
So like I was saying, I took my daughter from the hospital, right? Her mom was sick. So I took her from the hospital. And I had never, prior to Katrina, I had never went more than 2 days without being with my child, right? So she would go by her mama for the weekend. I'd probably drive to Baton Rouge and come back. But I'd be back, if I left on a Friday, I'd be back on a Sunday or Monday. You know what I'm saying? So I never went more than 2 days without seeing her. And when Hurricane Katrina hit, I left, I think Thursday, maybe. And I was like, I'm on my way back home. And it was like, no, you can't come back home because, the roads are shut down. I was in Baton Rouge with my partner at Sutter. We was making, Mr. Hanky, the nigga make the beats for City Girls and all that type of shit. That's who we was making songs with at the time. Cause I had just started doing music. My partner, Leno, he's a Q-Dog, and he was like, man, you can come back up here. Teach you, you know what I'm saying? We got Hanky, we can make some songs and I was like, all right, cool. So I go back to Baton Rouge damn near every weekend, making songs with him. And when that shit happened, my family, along with my girlfriend at the time, my daughter, some of her family, they all left and went to Georgia, which is the opposite way of Baton Rouge. So my mom and them was like, just stay there. Just stay there. You know, regular conversation, just stay there. When we meet back up, you know, probably Monday or Tuesday, something like that, maybe Wednesday, when you know, you could come back home. I'm like, all right, cool. It was only 2 days in between when I didn't see my child for her entire life up to that point. And I didn't see her for like 4.5 months.
And so how did that make you feel?
It was the fucking most depressing time of my entire life, bro, because for me, like I said, I was becoming arrogant, right? I mean, I was coming down from being arrogant, but I was so cocky that I felt like nothing, you know, I was unstoppable in anything. But that moment, it was like, whoa, when I couldn't see my daughter, I couldn't have it, it was like that shit broke me down. It was like somebody really does mean more than I mean. You know what I'm saying? And I just worried about it. It was everything, bro. And I just couldn't, it was 16 of us in a 1-bedroom apartment. There was no food on the shelves. All we had was hot dogs, Lay's potato chips, and Diet Coke. And to this day, I hate hot dogs because we made hot dogs any way we boiled them, we fried them, we baked them, anything you can make with a hot dog, we did it for like maybe a month and a half. And then we started, the FEMA card, not the FEMA, the Red Cross cards came out. And
if you still don't want to see a hot dog, huh?
No, like it's gotta be, something else, but it can't be no fucking hot dog. But that shit kind of like, man, we was stuck in a 1-bedroom apartment. I used to sleep with my pistol, like with my hand on it, because they was breaking into every apartment around. I think the only thing that helped us was it was 16 of us in a 1-bedroom, and everybody knew that.
Nigga, like I ain't going.
16 Q dogs, right? I'm not a Q dog, but it was 15 Q dogs and me. And I think everybody knew, man, I'm gonna have to have 16 shots and I'm gonna have to get 16 of them off. You know what I'm saying? Because it's 16 of them niggas and everybody used to see everybody come to that apartment.
Yeah, but your eyes not that good if you only got 16 shots to going against 16 dudes.
And you got 16 dudes? Man, listen.
Because everybody don't know, people don't die off the first shot.
So you gotta think about that. You gotta be like, man, I'm not going in there with them dudes. There's too many dudes in there.
And if they Q dogs, they big, so they probably don't need a few shots.
And at any moment, exactly. And at any moment though, you got 30 people at the house because there's no school going on. There's nothing going on. So at any moment, everybody just at the apartment because there's nothing to do in the state of Louisiana at that point. So yeah, that was a time, bro. And then even getting to my daughter and my family, they then left and went to Texas around about the way. While Wayne and my pops drove down to pick me up, and they drove down like I think it might have took us like a day and a half to get from Baton Rouge to Dallas.
Dang.
Yeah.
There was a whole lot of traffic.
Yeah. It was like even months later, it wasn't really too much traffic, but they had detours everywhere. And then you would see it was a lot of small bridges that was out. It was a lot of stuff that they just wasn't certain about. It was a lot of still stuff in the streets and shit like that. So they would, back even when New Orleans got back, was starting to get back right, they still had huge shit in the middle of the streets. Yeah. And they had streets you couldn't drive down.
And I got paid to move some of that stuff.
Yeah. So
I went jump one of them crews.
And then so I did electrical work. So I was coming back and forth from Dallas to New Orleans, making that electrical work.
I told somebody, I say, all those, driving back and forth from New Orleans actually showed me real plantations. Yeah, I never saw a real plantation until I had to take detours. I'm like, I need to hurry get from around here.
Them back streets, yeah.
I said, dang, they really have this, because like in New Orleans, we don't, the closest thing we see is big houses off St. Charles. Like,
man, let me tell you, the Whitney Plantation, bro. If you get a chance, shout out to B Mike. B Mike does this thing every year where he takes a group of people to the plantation. And I just was like, he called, he was like, hey brother, it was a personal invite from B Mike. And I'm like, I don't even care what we doing. I care who you are. Like, I fuck with B Mike. So I was like, I'll go. So we went, and to me, it was just like I'm just gonna go, just cause I fuck with you. But he was like, we going to the Whitney plantation. I'm like, I don't fucking go to no plantation, bro, but I'm gonna go. Life changing, bro. When you see some of the shit, like they had the children, the stone heads, like they would really have them, and
but I think I saw a video of it.
Bro, listen. If you get an opportunity, bro, go to the Whitney plantation.
Right.
Go to the Whitney. Matter of fact, if you get an opportunity, take your child to the Whitney plantation. Like take a group, take somebody to the Whitney plantation, because it's gonna change, and it makes you have more love and respect for the things that you feel like, damn, I don't cherish this enough. Just simple conversation with your child, with your friend, you know, and just to make you understand what I'm saying, bro. Like, one of the things I learned was, once your child turned 13, they take them they can be sold now. So you may never see your child again. So parents was killing their own kids just so they didn't be sold and never. I want to remember this child the way he is.
Right.
And I don't want him to have to go be a slave.
And also, but you might not ever see him again if you
never. So I have to kill him. Or I have to kill her.
Right.
Because I don't want that. And I'm talking about, we'll just lay him out, and you know.
And like, I also talk to a lot of people about just being from New Orleans. There's so much trauma, but I think that just hearing stuff like that, our ancestors, we were born into trauma.
We was born into this shit, bro. We were literally, you gotta think of it like a computer, right? If people say, man, they fucked up in the hood, man, these little dudes, these YNs, this, that. Bro, listen, you know when a virus gets on a computer, if you take a flash drive with a virus in it, and you put it in a computer, and now that computer has the virus in it, we get mad at the computer, but we don't get mad at the virus. We don't get mad at what put the virus there. We get mad at the computer. But you and I know that if you plug that phone up to the computer, the phone gonna have a virus. Whatever that virus can maneuver to is gonna have a virus.
It's gonna spread.
It's gonna continue to spread. This is 400 years of a virus, bro. So once now we get to that computer, which is now a YN, or that cell phone, which is now a YN, he got a virus in it. He got something that trickled down. The only difference from me and other people is I had a father who hit Control Alt Delete and started from scratch. We about to reboot your whole computer. You know what I'm saying? I had a father that did that. Luckily, I can teach my kids the way he taught me. But some of them little dudes didn't have a father. Meaning, some of them little dudes didn't have nobody to show them how to hit Control Alt Delete. The virus is in the computer. So no matter what program you start, that virus is gonna pop up. That computer has a virus in it. And that's how we looking at it. It's like we dealing with trauma because our people dealt with trauma. We dealing with uneducated students because some of the teachers are uneducated. They can only hire who they can hire. They gotta hire somebody. So some of the teachers gonna be uneducated. So who you think gonna teach the kids? So I don't mean to preach. I just.
Oh, you good, man? if it's your story, and I'm gonna say this, like, you know, but how many movies have you been in?
The last time me and one of my son, my 13-year-old, the last time. I think it was like 13, 14, maybe 14, something like that. Yeah, the last time we checked, I think it was 14. It was like a year ago, so I can't remember.
Oh, so
but he was just like, "Hey, how many movies have you been in?" And I'm like, "Oh, fuck, I don't know. Let's go to IMDb." And then we, you know.
Hey, but out of all the movies have you been in, which one was your favorite?
Oh, that's a good question. Actually, the first one was my favorite because it was the one that I got the best experience off, but it was also the one.
You got paid the most, huh?
I got paid the most by far, but it was also the one I met the most celebrities. It was probably my favorite doing because I learned the most. And you know, it's like fucking your first time. You know what I'm saying? You always remember that first time. You know what I'm saying? So that was probably my favorite one. Yeah, that was probably my favorite one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, but what about, you know, if it's your local I'm like New Orleans movies that she done.
Let me tell you. I think Trying to Come Up was my favorite because we really, like, it was just everyday funny on the set. Every day on the set, even the table reads. Shout out to Nat Cooper who put that movie together.
Shout out Nat.
You know, Mario on set. Man, we had Mo on set. We had Mario P on set. We had, dog, it was just a fun movie, dog. It was a fun movie. Like Kayla, I don't know if y'all know Kayla. Kayla funny as shit. She like, it's just a fun movie, bro. Like, and it's a lot of people in the city, so you know, and we all cool anyway. So.
Hey, but my favorite New Orleans movie, but I think they should put it on Tubi, is on Block Party.
Block Party, yeah. So here's a funny story. When I talk about my godbrother who I was with at For the Storm, that's him, Spook, Big Spook.
Yeah.
The big dude, Leno. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's who that's my godbrother. That's my daughter's godfather too. Like, that's who I was with during the storm. So yeah, he's not just the funniest person you'll ever meet. He's by far the funniest person.
I know Leno.
Yeah, by far, bro.
And like Block Party was like before his time.
Yeah, it was a classic. That movie, I don't want to tell too much of the twins' business. Shout out to the twins, Cain and Abel, but they only spent probably $50,000, $60,000 to make that movie. And that movie was the number, at the time, you know, that was the Red Box and Blockbuster and shit like that. It was the #1 independent rented film in the country. Right. And when you Googled it, it was like, it was sold for like 3.5 million or some shit like that. So I think that's where they got, you know, because Danny Garcia, who is one of the twins, you know, he do shit on BET, he got shit all over TV. So, and I shot some shit for him too. Like, I think that catapulted everything they needed to do what they needed to do. And it just got better and better.
And like, people don't be talking about them, you know. I don't think they get the credit that they deserve.
They don't get the credit because in New Orleans, they really started that movie culture. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know not Block Party. I know the
Master P About It.
Master About It, and then I forget the name of the
Cash Money one.
Cash Money one.
But it was Baller Blocking.
Baller Blocking. I don't know why I wanted to call it Block something. Baller Blocking. They did that, right? But Cain and Abel took it to another level independently and didn't have a huge budget and did another block party and another block party. And then they did Jeremy's Family Reunion, which I was in. And then they did this movie. And then they did Black Saturday with me and Mr. Magic. They did like, man, in a span of like 4 years, bro, they probably did about 40 movies, bro. Right. They probably did about 10 movies a year. And I'm talking about, I was pumping them to the point now where, you know, I flew out to Twin. I went to fuck with Twin. Showed me mad love too when I went to Florida. He was like, man, come out here and fuck with me. We was, you know, we trying to put something together to do a movie, a real fire movie too. But I flew out there, you know, nice, beautiful, nice house in Florida. You know what I'm saying? Living right, doing everything right, married. Shout out to Matt, his wife. Like, it's, you know, it's just a real blessing to see shit like that, because I watched the first film they did and I watched what they did. I watched, you know, I shot a movie with Boosie, shot a movie with Debo, like, just, you know, and I watched them niggas grind so much. Yo, look, you know, you gonna have to stay with us. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gonna have to, do you know anybody in this? Like, if I go out of town, I might have to stay with somebody in that city that I know, as opposed to getting an Airbnb or a hotel or something like that, you know what I'm saying? But that's how you gotta grind. And I watch them niggas. That's why, to me, like you said, they don't get enough credit, because I watched them do, like, not this, I watched them do this. You know what I'm saying? And steady climbing. And I think Danny got maybe like 4 or 5 TV shows on BET.
People don't even know.
And they don't even know.
That's
like he got, like, when you look at it, it's a Danny Garcia production.
Right. So far as you know, with your music career, like, tell us what you like ever enjoyed about it, and like what you also ever disliked about it.
The best thing about music to me was I was able to create what I wanted. I was able to, like, you know, even before anybody ever heard of Drake. I was singing over here and I was rapping over here. Whatever I wanted to make that day, I could go in the studio. And even to this day, if I get in the studio with Casey or whoever, I could be like, whatever beat you put on, we can do something with. I don't care, because, you know, I could go from a ballad, you know, I could give you a slow song, or I could give you whatever type of rap you want. So the best thing about the music for me, and I got to travel the world, that's really the only good things about it. Like making the music and being able to travel the world, performing. I love performing, bro. Like that's my favorite part of music. Performing, making the music, performing, and traveling the world. That's the only 3 things that I think are good about it. It's therapeutic because sometimes you could get what you want out, but it's like 100 songs that I got on my computer that nobody will never hear. I just had to get it out of me. You know what I'm saying? So that part is that's therapeutic. That's just for me. But making it, creating it, performing it, and traveling is the best 3 things I got out of it. What I hate about music the most, and this is not just a music question, this is an entertainment question. What I hate about the entertainment business the most is how fake it is, and how lame niggas are, and just niggas is just not themselves. You know what I'm saying? I was very arrogant at a young age, but I had to grow out of it because I learned how stupid it was, and I learned how much it hindered me as a person. But I meet people now, and you know, everybody got he arrogant, he this. But until you meet me, then you meet me like, man, dude, cool as fuck. He just don't like to be around fake shit. I don't like to be around fake niggas. Like, I know you do fake shit. I don't want to come around. So it gives off he don't fuck with us. No, I don't fuck with fake. And if you happen to fall in that box, then I don't want to be around. That's why people be like, man, you never see me with an entourage, bro. You know you never see me with an entourage. You never see me like in the midst of the circles of those niggas that feel like we have to be accepted. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never been that dude. Like, I walk in the room and as long as I'm comfortable with me and my kids are comfortable with me, I don't care who likes me. That's just me. And I'll treat the lowest person in the room the same way I'll treat the highest person in the room. That's just me. And I feel like people don't do that. They walk in and I'm better than this and I'm better. No, you're not, dog. Right. Nobody's better. Let me say this. I'm gonna look in the camera when I say this. Nobody's better than anyone else as a person. It just depends on the circumstance. What I mean by that is, if I needed a show, put it to you like this, alive. The greatest performer or artist right now alive, to me, is Chris Brown.
Of course.
To me. I can't say for everybody else, but to me, it's Chris Brown. If you needed somebody to sing, dance, put a performance on, whatever, and it's me and Chris Brown standing right there, I'm gonna choose Chris Brown. Because he's Chris Brown. But if I needed my child just broke his leg, if I needed him to get surgery, and Chris Brown walked in the room, I need him to get the fuck out, and I need the doctor to come in the room. Because at that moment, Chris Brown don't mean shit to me. At that moment, the doctor's more important than Chris Brown. If your child, your son, was at the hospital and something was wrong with him, God forbid, and Chris Brown walked in the room, you wouldn't give a fuck that Chris Brown just walked in the room. Because the most important thing in the world is your son. So everything is situational. If the lights went out in here, if a water bust, if the pipe bust, anything, if the lights went out in here and Beyonce walked in here, she's not more important than the electrician. If the pipes bust in here and Jamie Foxx walked in here, he ain't more important than a plumber. Not in here. Because we ain't got no lights. Right. We ain't got no water. So I think people overlook that. And for me, I have that mentality. So you could be the doorman. I'm going to sit there and chill with you. In one of my songs a while ago, I said I chill with the janitors and eat with the presidents. Or eat with the janitors and chill with the presidents. It don't matter. But people don't do that. They feel like they're on a high horse. And that's what makes me not.
And also, most people idolize people. I don't believe in idolizing.
Me neither.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of idolizing. Like, yeah, but if you see me around celebrity, I'm trying to use them for my platform.
Listen, I don't want to do this because I'm going to give him props first, but I'm going to do this. Shout out to Waves, right? 7th Ave, my partner Tootie, one of the flyest fucking clothing lines you're gonna find, right? He got some shirts made with people on them. I won't even say his name, but he got a rapper on one of them. I'm like, bro, I ain't wearing that. The only face I'ma wear on my shit is my children or my mom and daddy. I'm not wearing another nigga's face on my t-shirt, especially if he alive. Now I might wear a Tupac shirt. I might wear a Michael Jackson shirt. You're not getting me to wear the shirt of a nigga who's alive. I'm not idolizing that nigga like that. I'm immortalizing a Tupac or Michael Jackson if I do that, but I'm idolizing a nigga by wearing. Now that's not to say the shirt ain't fire. The shirt fire. He got some fire shirts, and I hope y'all don't take this and be like, yeah, I ain't doing that shit. I'm telling you, for me, you are absolutely correct because people idolize.
And also, you know, I can't say about everybody's city. I'm gonna say this city, like I don't like the fact that most people judging people off of other people's opinions.
That's always how I go.
And that's the weirdest shit to me. I would never do that.
Listen, for me, I've heard more people come and say, man, I've heard more people tell me, this is how you know it's true. I'm gonna tell you a person's name, and I can say his name because that's my brother, Mr. Mina from Partners in Crime. Mr. Mina was like, dog, I thought you was cocky and arrogant. He said, I used to see you and you be off to yourself. You just joke aloud or, you know, whatever, but you don't want to be bothered. But, you know, everybody had this kind of arrogant, like you was kind of cocky or arrogant. He was like, now you do think highly of yourself, which I think everybody should. And I think you one of the best bloggers. I think you one of the best interviewers we got. Are you not supposed to think that? You're supposed to believe that. But past that, you ain't supposed to walk in the room like y'all ain't shit to me because I'm the, you know what I'm saying? So Mr. Mina was like, dawg, you ain't nothing like I thought, because people's opinion in this city matters more than anything else to other people. You know, if one person wears this shirt, this a fly shirt, right? Even the finishing hook hack that they got in the same store, shameless plug, the Wave store on Broad, shameless plug. But even if I wear this shirt and they might be like, man, that bitch hard. And that's where it stops. But if one person wears this, if the right person wear this shirt, they all, dog, you saw them clown boots?
No, I didn't see it.
You saw them big red clown boots?
Oh yeah, you talking to Mario?
All they needed was one nigga to wear.
Yeah.
One nigga wear them, and then all the niggas, oh, this the trend. No, it's not. 5 years ago, you niggas would have said, damn, look how stupid they look. But because that one person wear it, and that's how this city is. All you need is one person to say something or one person to feel away, and once it starts spreading, they believe in that shit.
There's a bunch of followers. Like,
that's it. That's
it's a trend in the city. Like,
that's it.
People ain't even going to a party. Like, we don't even go for the celebrity. We going for the people that's actually there. Like, oh, you boy them there? I'm not going.
Oh,
just to stare at each other.
And they say shit like everybody there. And they gonna play the DJs are gonna play the same 12 songs that they play everywhere else. You're gonna see the same people. They gonna spike the amount of that alcohol up. Like what are you doing there? I'm just standing there. I'm just okay. What for what? To see so other people can see your outfit. That's just me as far as going out. Unless you go and chill, smoke a hookah, whatever the type. Like when you just go there and you just see niggas standing there like this, it's like, bro, you're wasting your money, bro. What was it? $40 to get in here? Was it $10 for a drink that really costs like $3? Bro, what is going on right now? But you know, when the niggas say that's the popular place, all you need is the right person to say this is the pop. Where you go on Sundays? Oh, this is where I go on Sundays because it's, you know, this person be there, this person be there, this. Man, I don't give a fuck who be there. Nigga, is it fun? That's like telling me food. We even do this shit in the city with food. People go where it's nasty because everybody else go.
Nah, I can say like, you know, but I think some women have fun here, but I don't think most dudes just really watching.
That's what I'm talking about. I ain't talking about the women.
Yeah, the women like
the women gonna have fun. They gonna dance. They gonna you know, be pulled at a whole time by different niggas. They gonna smoke their hookah. They wanna show their dress off. Niggas stand in one spot. You standing in one spot. You think about this, bro. Just feel me right quick. You got a section and you got a section. Man, my partner was in that bitch. We both had sections. Your section 2,000, your section 2,500. You niggas just had $4,500. for a section to stand in the club and watch each other across the room. And if you had that, you probably spent another $1,000 a piece. So you niggas really at $6,500. Why you niggas don't go get a double? Why you niggas don't put another extra $3,000 a piece in there and go get a nice fucking $240,000 double and start renting that bitch out? Do it together and make it a business. Get an LLC, make it a business. You niggas is standing in the club for $2,500.
Right. But I realize most people like different type of friends and like associates. Like
my nose, they probably look like I snort crack and everything else. That shit look like a motherfucker.
But like most people just basically are friends for like certain reasons, for a certain time, for beneficial.
Yeah.
Cause like when it's time to do business together, different things, it ain't gonna happen.
Well, it's not that it's not gonna happen. People are friends with you until monetarily it benefits them. Like, I'll be your friend. We could chill, we could hang, we could, like a nigga see, I've watched this too many times where a nigga, if you need that person, we cool. I'm fucking with you, whatever. If you need something, but then when you start to get on their level or you start to grow, it's like, then the real them come out. Like, I don't want you to make what I make. I don't want you to have what I have. I don't want you to do what I do. This was fun when you was down here a little lower than me. But now you kind of creeping up to me. I don't want that. But the real flex is when I don't have to help my partner. That's the real flex is when me and my partner can come there and go eat or go to this or go to that, and we don't care who got it. The bill's coming. Who to give it to? It don't matter. We don't even know what it is. That's the real flex. The real flex ain't I'm taking care of the whole table. That you flex like that with your family. I'm making sure my family good. The real flex is when my entire dog, nobody in this city that's really popular or popping or whatever can say they called me or asked me for something and I didn't try to make it happen for them. Including you, right or wrong.
Right.
Nigga, you called me, and I don't want to put all your business out there, but you called me about cell phone situation.
Yeah.
I plugged you immediately. Yeah. Because it don't cost nothing for me to do that. Right. And if it helps you, which I believe is helping you right now, if it helps you, if it, patio 17, anytime somebody tied NOLA, anytime anything's going on, listen, it don't cost nothing to help. And if I can continue to help you, if I need, maybe you can help me, maybe not. But I'm gonna see how we gonna make this shit work so we both can continue to rise. If we continue to rise, then we look like fucking Jay-Z and whoever the fuck ever.
Yeah, but that's just being genuine. Like, but most people feel like they ain't doing shit if it don't benefit them.
Facts. And the crazy thing is, even if it don't benefit, dog, your cell phones don't benefit me. You know what benefits me? Knowing that I helped you. Because now, just maybe if I need something, I may be able to call and say, hey bro, yada 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 yada. You may be like, damn, you know what, the nigga looked out for me, da, 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 da. But that's not even the kicker. The kicker is I just feel good knowing I helped you.
Right. And like if you're genuine and you have some type of source of information, you should just give it to a person anyway.
Bro,
that's how I feel.
Listen, I was golfing. I was at the driving range because I golf heavily. And my ball was hooking right. Pause. And this old white man walked up. He said, let me tell you why you're doing that. He twisted my arm a little bit. They start going straight. Right? I said, damn, why? He said, you a coach? He was like, I used to be. I'm like, but why you helping me? That white man told me, and I never forget this. He said, you know how you keep an abundance of anything? And I said, how? He said, give it away. I just gave you that information. Hopefully you give it to somebody else. That's me continuously getting blessed because I blessed you. Right. And I'm like, damn. And that was the weirdest place. It was like on the golf course. And I'm like, damn, that's the weirdest place for me to learn that lesson. But it's a fact. Like, I want everyone to win. I'm one of the few people in this city that honestly, everybody could look at and say, no, he really wants everyone to win. And I say this in all my interviews. If you don't believe me, go in your inbox and see if I've reposted you. I probably did when it had nothing to do with me. I repost niggas I don't like.
I always tell people, I say, man, but I won't say everybody win, even if I don't like you.
Even if I don't like you.
Hey, but like, if you doing something dope, I want to tell people about you. I don't care if we have a personal whatever to each other. If you doing something dope, I'm gonna be like, man, that dude dope.
Man, if you only knew, like, niggas be calling Truth, inboxing Truth. Man, you know, dude, arrogant, there's other people down here you could have used, and I'm like, damn, son. But you know, it don't even bother me because I know that's how this city is.
Right.
So, you know, but that's just.
Hey, but when you move into your purpose, people can't stop you.
They can't. It's. Let me tell you something, bro. It's nothing you can do. There's certain vehicles, right? You get in a tank. You know why they make them tanks for war? Because there's nothing that can stop them. And if there's something that can stop them, they got a cannon that can shoot, disable whatever it is, weaken the infrastructure of it, and still go through it, bro. God is my tank. Like, bro, and with him leading, I don't have to worry about you niggas. Like, I literally don't worry about niggas. I don't worry about niggas because it's like, bro, I got God leading this battle. So when niggas like, man, dude fake, man, God lead my battle, man. Y'all deal with him.
Gotcha.
You gotta talk to him about that.
And, you know, even speaking on Truth, like, do you ever plan on like starting your own podcast?
So you know, I've had 5 podcasts. I did the ones with me and Razor. I did the ones with me and my partner Muscle. I did the one with me and K Gates, Kwame, which by the way is BTY's only full interview. I have BTY's only full interview. That was we did that one podcast that one time. This is only full interview. I did a lot, bro. I did the one with Slam and Bodie. I did a lot, bro, and it's just, I don't know if I can find, I don't know what it is, dog, cause I can't say all of them collapsed because of them, cause some of them, like the one with Muscle, it was doing good, but I had an opportunity or two, and you know, I was like, well, we're gonna have to skip this week and we're gonna have to do that, so it kind of like, it started falling off. The other ones was kind of like the one with BTY, we did that one, and then we was trying to find other guests and shit like that. We just never found other guests. But for me, it was like, it's like, I like it, but I'm now understanding that I just want to move whichever way God take me.
Gotcha.
Because if you would have asked me just 6 months ago, if you would have said, hey, you know you're going to be on tour on some live podcast shit, I would have laughed at you. Been like, no, I'm not. And been like, bro, the tour you're going on is going to be sold out. I'll be like, no, I'm not. You're going to be like relationship speaking to people. I've been like, man, this nigga here. I don't know what cookies this nigga ate, but you know what I'm saying? So I can now look at it and be like, yeah, God lead me to, you know, where he lead me.
Gotcha. So, you know, and with that being said, like, what's next for you besides, you know, traveling the world on live podcasts and everything like that? So
I have a book coming out. The book is called Men Want Women and Women Want Everything. The book has a soundtrack because ain't nobody ever did that. So I put songs to every chapter. I have like a few movies that I wrote that I'm not just looking for funding for, which I might just shoot them myself, but I'm also like just curating and putting them together, like, you know, putting them in order of which ones I want to do first, which ones I don't, I am putting out dropping little songs and little shit like that. Like, I want to do one album with all old school shit, like all old school, because we don't have nobody who raps for the niggas that like rap, but don't like this new crap rap. There's nobody rapping for us. Like, you know what I'm saying? J. Cole don't put out enough music. Kendrick don't put out enough. Niggas don't put out enough music. It's all that little fucking shit that is like, all right, I can't listen to this shit for too long. So it's just little shit, and then I'll just be wanting to every now and again go in the studio and get shit out. So I said I was gonna put something out just on all old school beats. You know what I'm saying? I did something on the Charlene by, what's his name? Anthony Hamilton. I did something on there. I was like, oh shit, that went crazy on Instagram. So that's, you know, when I did that, I said, all right, cool. And then I put out a little snippet on, what you call that shit? The Destiny's Child song, if or whatever it's called. And they was like, they was like, where the real one at? Where the full one at? Where the full one? So I'm like, yeah, I might just do that. Just do like a mixtape on all old songs. You know what I'm saying? Just to rap. So, and I may do that because I'm getting a lot of people asking me to run that all women show back. Cause you know I sold out an all women's tour, like where it was only women in the audience. So I may run that bitch back depending on how I feel. I don't know, but for now, you know, I'm on that Thru tour, the Nothing But the Thru podcast. Shout out to Thru. Dude, one of the realest dudes I ever met in my life. He did what a lot of niggas in New Orleans could have did and didn't do. And I don't know why. I guess because they felt threatened by me. But he was like, I don't give a fuck. That nigga made me the same size as him on the flyer. You know what I'm saying? That dude has done everything in his power to help me and has been 100% with everything he said he was gonna do. And when I talked to him, he says one of the realest things ever. He said, "You just keep fucking with me, bro, and you're gonna die a millionaire. And you ain't dying no time soon."
Right. And like, you know, people don't really kind of, meet those type of people. You know,
facts.
You know, you don't really
facts. And it was a mistake, bro. Like he was like, man, I'm doing a show for the Essence weekend. I need some people on the panel. I said, yeah, I'll come do it. I ain't tripping. Let me trip your head out. My car stopped that day. And I was about to call him and be like, yeah, I ain't gonna make it, bro. My shit stopped. And I had to pull to the side of the road. I'm like, I already was like, I couldn't find the hat I wanted, which is fucking weird. But I was like, man, I can't find the hat I want. This shit, I ain't, you know, this nigga just asking people to come. He ain't really, at the time, he going from city to city. It wasn't, you know, he was trying to put the shit together. So he was just like, hey, if you want to come do it. I knew the opportunity and I knew it wasn't no pay. But for that, cause it's like, nigga, I just called to check to see who want to come do it. And the man got 1 million followers. Like, this is an opportunity for me. I was like, yeah, I ain't fucking with this. My car stopped. I said, man, I'm just about to. And I sat there for a minute. And my son's mama FaceTimed me, and I'm FaceTiming my son. I'm just laughing, joking with my son. And that shit just left my mind. I hit the car. It started. Got to the venue. And once I got to the venue, I was like, all right, I don't give a fuck what happened to the car now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm here. And, you know, I put on a show after that. That nigga said, what, you on every show on tour until you don't want to be. And I'm going to make it a point to make you a household name. And then he started, you know, he's like, what it's gonna cost? This was my boom boom. I'm gonna take care of your hotel. I'm gonna take care of your flights. You know what I'm saying? So he did what I feel like anybody in the city of New Orleans. There's only two to three people in this city that I feel like, besides Mystical looked out for me too when he was out all the time. Like, he took me on tour with him, everything. But it's Aaron who owned the patio. The Daniel Ambrose was like my brother. On G-Bros, the automotive place. And Solo, my little brother. Them 3 dudes, like anything, and my pops, but my pops, that's my pops.
That's your dad.
He got it, you know what I'm saying? But them 3 dudes ain't got no blood. And them 3 dudes see it in me. Them 3 dudes would give their last to put me in a position to do some shit. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if they was in his position, I would be way further. But I gotta keep moving. I can't expect this nigga to say, I'm gonna put you on. I can't expect this nigga to say, I'm gonna put you on. So I gotta keep pushing. So I gotta my car gotta break down on the way to doing fucking free shows and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And I gotta keep it pushing because I ain't looking for a nigga to come save me.
And you know the crazy part about that is like so many people lose opportunity but not taking the opportunity.
By not taking it. Man, that shit free. I ain't doing it. Man, you crazy. Listen, bro, my car was breaking down. I wanted to get an outfit. I was like, fuck, I'm running around. I couldn't do what I wanted to. I was looking at it, it was Essence. And at the time I was working with Vogue. And we had another event at Vogue. So I was like, fuck, I'm supposed to be at that event. I almost said, nah, I can't do it because I got the day of, I got something else I'm doing. Bro, I was like, I don't know what's gonna come of it. And it was like, I follow God's orders. Like, that's where you gotta be. Don't worry about it, that's where you gotta be. And I believe if you pray, don't worry. But if you worry, don't pray. And I'm like, listen, God gonna take care of it. And got me there. And this dude makes, I don't want to put his business out there, but he makes a nice chunk of change just by giving people advice on the phone, because he's a life coach. So he don't answer his phone for people. I could call him now and he's going, yo, Brody, right now on live, I could call him right now. He's gonna answer. And he don't answer the phone for people. Like, that's how much he sees in me. He's like, bro, it's you, my wife, my kids, some of my best friends, and a couple family members that I answer for. You know how real that is? And he don't know me from a can of paint. He didn't know me from a can of paint. He just was like, I see the talent in you, I see this, I see that. Boom, boom, when we was there, the microphones went out. Doing a live podcast, the microphones went out. And so they had one microphone that was working. And the crowd was, we was 15 minutes in waiting for the microphones to get fixed. And he was like, man, tripping out in the back. So I said, hold on. So I go grab the mic. I got the crowd singing now. I got the crowd singing for about 10 minutes. They don't give a fuck. Now they got it. I'm putting on a show. To him, that's been like, man, I need that type of shit with me. And this nigga,
on my team.
He didn't fold, he didn't crack. And I'm back here not knowing what's going on. He just went in there and did, he didn't ask me to do that. He like, man, this nigga went and took, now when we go on the road, that's part of the show. There's a moment in the show now where he like, man, go take the mic and cut up for them niggas. Like,
how about the crowd?
And he knows, he be like, you rapping, right? Nigga, go do your thing, nigga. I want you to shine. Like, so you don't find niggas like him. And I would have thought, I say it all the time, I would have thought this would have been a nigga in New Orleans that would have, you know what I'm saying? This is bittersweet because I appreciate a nigga coming and finally put me in position to do the shit I want to do, put me around people to do. It's people inboxing me and fucking with me now that I be like, you not even supposed to be fucking with me. Like 2-3 people on Love and Hip Hop come and hit me up. Hey, listen, when y'all come to Vegas, let's you know what I'm saying, let's go fuck around. I got some shit. We could do some shit together. Come here on a podcast. And I'm like, man, I got fucking, I don't say the name because I want y'all to see once we film together. But I got a fucking rapper in fucking Atlanta. Like, hey, when y'all come to Atlanta, let's do some shit. I just scroll down your page. I want to see it. You know, I'm gonna come to y'all show when y'all come to Atlanta. But I want to do some shit with you because I just saw. You know, I ain't even know you rap. Boom, boom, boom. And that's all from what he did. You know what I'm saying? So it's bittersweet because he put me in position for this type of shit to happen. So it's sweet, but it's bitter because it's so many niggas in this city that could have did that. Right. You know what that tells me? It's so many niggas in this city that could do it for other niggas that ain't getting it. Niggas like Perk. Perk is one of the most talented artists I've ever heard in my life. If I get on for real, I'm speak shit in existence. When I get on for real, if he not on, I'll put him on. Niggas don't put niggas on in this city. They go find niggas from other cities.
Right.
And niggas from other cities, because guess what? Niggas from Atlanta put niggas from Atlanta on.
Fact.
Niggas from Houston put niggas from Houston on.
Fact.
Niggas everywhere else put, New Dallas is all niggas from Dallas.
Correct. And they'll be here this week.
Them little New Dallas niggas is all niggas from Dallas. You know who helping them niggas? Baby.
And there's other people.
This city,
yeah,
go find niggas.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna tell you the different thing about Dallas too, man. They got a dude that's like they big dog, and that dude came down here making sure I'm straight. Like when I go to Dallas, he makes sure I'm good. Matter of fact, he'll be down here this weekend, and he'll be down here with his people from New Dallas. But it just show you that. I told people, I said, man, there's more people that like took care of me in other cities than
in other cities. That when you go to them, it's like damn, like that dude will talk to me and he'd be like, you know, his voice raspy. He'd be like, yo, bro, and I ask him shit like, hey, bro, can I don't want this. I'm trying to get this. Man, he be like, man, I'm about to hang up on you, nigga. You ain't gotta ask me nothing like that, nigga. Whatever you need. And I'm not asking him, like for instance, I like Airbnbs when we on the road because sometimes I stay long, like me, BP, my videographer, my little brother, we going to Vegas a day early. We staying a day after the show. I don't think he's staying, but that's when the fight is, that's when the Chris Brown concert, so we like, man, we gonna be there for a few days. So instead of, I'm like, bro, I don't want the hotel. Like, you mind if I do an Airbnb? It's a little more. He like, man, I don't give a nigga, man. I'm about to hang up on you, nigga. Send me the price. And I'm talking about if I show you, it's like if I could do times, like right now it's whatever it is, 240. I'm sorry, 225. If he texts me at 225, if I text him, hey bro, I need this, boom, boom, boom. He like, man, don't talk to me. I'm about to hang up on you. If I text him, hey bro, this the price. At 245, at 246, the Apple Pay came from. The Apple Pay came in. Like it's no, and there's people in this city that can do it.
Right. I don't even expect for them to do it.
But that's what I'm saying. It's bittersweet because no, I don't expect them to do it. I will say this. Shout out to Super. Super has done everything in her power to, you know, give me notoriety, to put me in positions to do this, that, and the third. But you know, she's not an entertainment mogul, basically.
And also, you know, I didn't ever ask you that question, but I'm gonna mention this. Like even your thing you told me back in the day that, you know, she was the one who kind of pushed you to go a little harder.
Nigga, she's the reason.
With your street talk.
She's the reason the page got the way it is. She's the one told me. Super is the one that told me show your face when I never showed my face on my page all them years. She was like, nigga, show your face, and if you don't, I'ma show your face. And I was like, damn, that's kind of fucked up. And she like, no, nigga, them hoes. This was her words. Them hoes gonna love you. Niggas already think you funny. You could sell them anything you want after that. You could rap for them, you could sell them shit, you could whatever. And nigga, she was not lying. The shit took off. I started rapping for women, that shit went viral. She posted on her page, viral. That shit made it the world star. I started fucking doing doing little like videos of kind of like how I'm doing right now, inspirational videos. That shit went viral when I did the George Floyd shit. That shit went on the DL Hughley page and this page, and so she was right. But to me, she did what niggas don't do. Even if you give a nigga game, you gave him something.
Right.
Even if you give a nigga guidance, you gave him something. Even if you give a nigga an opportunity, you gave him something. So this woman had, nigga, today she reposted a video. This is out of love. She do this shit out of love. She don't do this shit and be like, yeah, look, all right, look, you owe me this. She do that shit out of love. You know how simple that is, bro? You know when a little nigga, and they got this little nigga, Hurricane Wisdom, that I think is fucking awesome. I watched him go from 4,000 followers to now. Niggas at like 500,000, right? Florida got behind that nigga. Florida got behind that nigga. When it's a nigga in Atlanta get behind it. I'm sorry, Georgia gets behind that nigga. Even Baton Rouge, they get behind the nigga.
The whole Louisiana.
The whole Louisiana get behind a nigga. When New Orleans got a nigga like the little nigga BTYB though. Nigga, we could jump behind that nigga. Fucking YD. Nigga, we should be putting YD in the we should be doing this to YD. Every fucking hood, every ward, every DJ, everything should say, look, what song you pushing? We all pushing this shit. Whenever we go out the country, if I do this or if I do that, we pushing this song. We just don't do that, bro. Right. We don't do that shit. We just be on some like, oh no, I'm trying, you know, I gotta make it first. It's like, that's weird to me, son. That's weird to me. made sure my videographer got paid for this tour before I did. I'm gonna put you in position, bro, to this, that, and the third. And I'm making sure the nigga get interviews. I'm gonna look out for you, bro. Before I did, BP, shout out to BP, one of the best videographers. I made sure he got paid before I did. He made money on this tour before I did.
That's dope.
And that's me saying, bro, I'm gonna make sure you straight. Not only did he make money before I did, I still paid for everything. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, my job is, I'm gonna be all right. I know I'm gonna get there. My job is to make sure somebody else get there. And I just need him to make sure somebody else get there. And then I need that person to make sure somebody else get there. But this city don't help nobody, bro. I'm gonna help my partner. But even then, niggas don't help their partner until their partner start going a little higher than them.
Right.
You see niggas, you like, man, them niggas used to be cool. Ask them niggas why they not cool no more. Watch what's gonna happen. One of them niggas going, man, I started doing this with the nigga, and then, you know, I started getting me a little notoriety. Niggas be feeling away, bro. Niggas be feeling away. And to me, you stronger together. You stronger together. I think it's so dope when I hear stories about the St. Lunatics getting behind Nelly. Man, we gonna push this nigga because he gonna make us big. When I hear stories about TDE getting behind Kendrick, all them niggas was like, man, we knew he was the one.
Yeah, but that's smart.
You can't have that shit in New Orleans. Because niggas gonna look at that shit and be like, he the one. I'm the one. I'm the one. Everybody gonna think the one. Everybody, and guess what? Everybody is not the one. You might be the two, which is cool. But a lot of people found out about Schoolboy Q because of Kendrick.
Right, but like some people miss their blessing by thinking they the one, and they really meant to help the one and get paid for the rest of their life off the one.
That's what you there for.
And like some people just never had that conversation with certain people in position. Like if a white man told me something that made me never want to be famous. He said somebody gonna get rich. It's gonna be somebody gonna become famous and somebody gonna get rich.
Yeah, one of the two.
But the richest person is the person you've seen.
Ain't the famous one, bro.
Right.
It ain't anytime.
But the average person don't know that.
Jermaine Dupri was just talking, was on the Joe Budden podcast, and he was talking about how a billionaire pulled up next to his boat.
I saw it.
Nobody knew who the fuck the billionaire was. He knew. But a regular person would have been like, oh shit, Jermaine Dupri. Oh shit, a nigga with a boat 6 times bigger. You don't even know this nigga name. So that's normally how it goes. But if you are smart, you can then say, me and you are gonna build something to where we could get either boat we want. Cause you still got niggas like Jermaine Dupri saying, I can't work with Chris Brown. Cause if I work with Chris Brown, he might make something bigger than what Usher got. Like he said this shit out his mouth. This is Jermaine Dupri saying, I don't want to go in there with Chris Brown. Because if I go in there with Chris Brown, I'm going to make something that ain't going.
Right. And I had that conversation with like, there were a few people in Atlanta. Like, the reason why Chris Brown had, like, most people feel like Chris Brown hasn't passed Michael Jackson yet. Michael Jackson had a team. Chris Brown has done this through everything without a team that you know of. Like, he had greats working with him.
He don't have a Timberland. He don't have like a Pharrell.
He have Quincy Jones. He have none of that.
He don't have none of that.
And
but you got niggas like Usher who got Jermaine Dupri and all the niggas behind him. But even look at that, bro. Jermaine Dupri is so loyal to Usher because that's Atlanta.
Right.
I'm fucking with Atlanta so hard. I'm Jermaine Dupri and I'm not doing a song with Chris Brown right now. And he just made Money Long. He just made that fucking song with Money Long. Nobody knows me. So you know he still got that shit in him. That nigga said, no, I'm not doing nothing to help that nigga surpass another Atlanta nigga.
Right.
Basically what he's saying.
If I'm being loyal to my city.
By being loyal to my city. And you know why he said he did it? He said he did it because he remembered a long time ago he did that shit to Jagged Edge and Drew Hill. He was like, I never want that shit to happen again. I gave them a song that I could have gave to Jagged Edge. They was mad at me. Okay, cool. Dog, we don't live like that. A nigga would give a nigga in Atlanta a song before he'll give it to me if he feel like it's gonna blow.
Right. And the crazy part is, like, I be like, being from New Orleans, knowing people really don't support you how they supposed to, so you be traveling like, I don't want to be there no more. But when you travel, you like want to represent your city more because it feel like they be like, it feel like we tripping here.
Yeah, it do.
Like man, it feel like man, I gotta put on for my city.
No, it don't feel like nigga we tripping here.
Yeah,
we tripping here. Shout out, I will say this. Shout out to V Script. Who has done some shit with?
He one of the people I talked about.
He has done some shit with Chris Brown. He has done some shit with literally a lot of people.
They do people, everybody.
A lot.
Any Justin Bieber.
Like, yeah. He is one of them niggas who is trying to put on niggas from New Orleans. Like, he didn't call me to Atlanta and been like, yo, come down here for a few days, get your Airbnb, and we gonna bang some songs out. And we did some fire-ass songs. And anytime, he'll hit me up, hey, bro, check this out, what you think about this? I'm gonna put you on this, I'm gonna put you on that song, I'm gonna do this, that. And, he's one of them niggas that really is trying to help niggas out.
They trying to put
there's a few. You would have to think and name niggas like that.
And it ain't too many.
Because it ain't too many.
Gotcha. So we gonna wrap this one up and say, man. Last but not least, tell the world what can they find you on social media and everywhere.
You can come to Street Talk on Instagram. Street__talk spell regular. Street Talk on TikTok. And YLux7 on what's the yellow one? With the bird. Not Twitter, but the yellow one. Snapchat.
Oh.
YLux7. I couldn't think of that shit. There's just so much shit you gotta keep up with now. And all of them will send you to I have a LinkedIn coming, I just didn't post the shit yet, but all of them will send you to my YouTube page if you wanna just watch various things that I did. But if just check me out. I'm all over.
What's your story?